Well, good morning, Evangel community. Today is Friday, October 31st. This morning, I thought it might be helpful to explain why we've renamed our schools from elementary, middle, and high to grammar, logic, and rhetoric. This should help frame our discussion in the coming weeks. Grammar, logic, and rhetoric are the first three of 7 liberal arts. In the Middle Ages, they were formally termed the Trivium, Latin for the three ways, or the place where three roads meet. They were called this because they represent the foundational pathways of learning that must join together before the journey of education can continue. They encompass the essential skills every child must master to access the authoritative knowledge and culture of their community. Grammar allows a student to master the structure and symbols of expression. Logic teaches a student to think and reason clearly, and rhetoric develops the ability to communicate ideas kindly and persuasively. So, why rename our 3 schools? The new names can be understood as a humane counter to the impersonal industrial model of education that emerged in the 19th century. Grammar, logic, and rhetoric invoke a person centered approach rooted in the liberal arts tradition. It aligns with the cultivation of the whole person, mind, character, and soul. That is, the intellectual, moral, and spiritual education of a free man or woman. Of course, grammar, logic, and rhetoric operate in every stage of childhood development. Our youngest students in grammar school learn counting, writing, drawing, singing, and self control. They delight to sing and clap out history timelines, science facts, Latin vocabulary, Bible verses, and rules of grammar. Their plastic brains allow them to recall this with often surprising accuracy. But of course, every time they learn something new, they are asked to place it in the context of existing knowledge as logic, and then speak or write about it. That's rhetoric. Students in the logic school are at an age when they want to grasp meaning and relationships. Developing a basic logical framework allows them to appreciate the correlation between seemingly disparate facts or complex relationships. When they read in the Iliad about Achilles and Hector, where Achilles' rage and pride can be contrasted with Hector's duty and love, they sharpen their reasoning when considering them together with the biblical understanding of man's sin and God's final say over everything. Then they get to present or write on their findings. Finally, in the rhetoric school, students typically seek wisdom. They begin to synthesize all that they have learned and express it with wisdom, clarity, and gracious expression. They learn that truth is not merely to be known or even argued, but lived and communicated in a manner that honors Christ and loves their neighbor. Grammar, logic, and rhetoric are not merely isolated compartments or stages of learning. They are ever present arts employed from kindergarten through graduation, though each receives particular focus when students are most naturally ready to excel in it. Grammar and logic are all about what I know and what I understand, but rhetoric is about others, how ideas can be graciously communicated for the betterment of the community. That's why it's so important for a student to complete the full course of classical Christian study so they become truly human. Thus, the names express what we believe education is for: to form articulate, thoughtful, virtuous Christians who can boldly and beautifully bear witness to the truth in every calling God entrusts to them. And so, as always, may the Lord richly bless both you and your children. May you be blessed by the Lord who made heaven and earth.